Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. Like you know, I bought an iPad Pro and this video I will be talking about Procreate. When I bought mine, I had lots of doubts, so I'm not doing a video about it. I have tried a bit Procreate, but I didn't got the chance to expand my knowledge enough yet, but I will share some tips with you. Procreate appears with all the drawings you did or have in storage, and to do a new illustration, you just need to press the plus on the right side and open the size you want or make a new one. All the backgrounds come with the white layer, just as Photoshop as default. The best part from Procreate and iPad is moving the canvas as you wish, just like I did now. On the right part of the screen, you have all the brushes. I think the biggest asked question is, what brushes do you use? Well, I have searched for some because I saw people selling their own brushes, but Procreate has loads of them, so I thought I had to stick around with the ones I have and learn a bit more about them. All the brushes can be used in the brush, smudge and eraser tool. Here you can see you have, for example, the brushes from sketching, inking, calligraphy, painting, airbrushing. It also has some texture brushes, so it's very nice. So first stick around with the Procreate brushes, and then if you want you can do your own, or you can just buy some from artists and you just give it a go. Like I said, you have the same brushes in all kinds of eraser, smudge and brush. The other one, it's the layers. So all the layers can be as you want. You have many options: normal, lighten, screen, overlay. So the ones you use in Photoshop or Paint Tool side, it's almost the same thing. It's just different how they are in the screen. You also have the color wheel in the right, and you will see how handy it is. On the left, you will find the actions on Procreate, where you can use guidelines, the actions, the crop and resize option. But what I like the most is it does time-lapse. You can export a time-lapse video of your drawing, so you can see your drawing coming to life. I love to watch illustrations getting life. So I still didn't use all the adjustments, but I will do a next video about them. Then you have the select tool with the magic wand. Here I was trying to show you, but since my canvas is empty, it doesn't do much, as you can see. Now that you have the basic of Procreate, one more thing. You can use the iPad on horizontal or vertical. So for me, it really depends on the illustration I am doing. So if it's in the vertical, I like to use them like this. If not, I just use it horizontal like I'm going to do now. The last thing I forgot to tell you is that you can control the brushes on the left side, so you have the opacity and also the size. It's also a nice way to use a brush and make it different. We will start with a simple drawing. It's just a basic colored sketch. Something that I usually like to do is play with colors and a bit of anatomy and also the mood in the drawing. Something that you might not know is I had my iPad in Portuguese because I'm Portuguese, but when I used Procreate, I saw that all the options were in Portuguese. And unfortunately, Procreate doesn't have the option to change the language, so my last resort was using the iPad in English. It's not a big deal for me. I'm used to talking English, and all the programs I have are in English. I'm just using it so I can use the Procreate more efficiently, because it's super difficult for me to understand all the words in Portuguese. I'm not used to it, so, and I think the translation it's not good enough for me to use it, so I'm using in English. You can also change the language in seconds, so it's not a problem. You probably will see that some brushes are in Portuguese. I don't know if this is just a bug from Procreate, because I started using the iPad in Portuguese and then I changed it, but all the other things are in English, so that's fine for me. I will not keep in mind the name of the brushes anyway. Do you have the same problem as me to work with the programs in English, and then when they are in your own language it's super weird? Here I'm going to show you that I selected the eye and then I just changed the size. Usually the freeform option, it's the best one. You will have to select first and then the arrow to move it. What I love the most, and I already told this, it's the fact that you have a shortcut with this new pencil from Apple. So you will just touch 2 times on the tip and it will change from the brush to the eraser and from the eraser to the brush. It's super handy. You don't need to go with your hand to that place and waste a bit time. I know that it's not much time, but it's super handy and it's super fast. I love that feature in iPad Pro and also on the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. You can only do this with this pencil. You cannot do it with the first one. Do you know about the ancient technique to see fault in a drawing? I just did it now. That's right. Flipping the image horizontally will make you see mistakes you don't see at first. So that's what I'm doing here. Sometimes it's super handy and usually lots of people do it. Something that can also come up. Here I am not using it, but I like to use the XP pen sleeve whenever I use the iPad, just because my hand will not stick to the iPad. That way drawing it's more easy and it just flows on the iPad. I started using in my Wacom Scenic and it's the same thing. I could not use it, but it just flows so fast and my hand sometimes it's sweaty and I don't want to have the screen too dirty, so it's a good way. If you want, you can also buy one. It's very handy. Just making a flowy and sketch illustration, it's always the best one for me, especially in digital. If I like them enough, I will continue. If not, at least I practiced and drew something, don't you think? But this one I guess I will finish to show you other options of Procreate that I can show you here, because it's a sketch and because this video is a bit long. Now that I'm going to color, I will put the sketch layer on the top and underneath the coloring so I can see the lines on the coloring I'm going to experiment. I'm not going to use any option from the layers, it's just going to be the normal option, but if you make the sketch layer underneath the coloring one, you will have to use the multiply option so you can actually see the lines. I will try to explain you a bit better on my next video about the layers. using a normal brush, a large airbrushing brush, so that's why it appears like this. I will smudge a bit, but then I changed my mind and I wanted the color to be a bit more strong and on all the sky, so I will just drag the color from the color wheel where you go and I drag to the canvas. Since I used a brush that was not perfect and that made that effect around the character, the canvas is not all colored. So this is what happens, but since I was still not happy enough, I'm going to use a stronger one, do a bit more pressure on the screen, and then the dark orange will appear, and then a bit of smudging, and that's it. This is really just to see if the colors blend well, if I like the orange and the yellow together. I will also use a different brush that reminds a bit of the clouds, so I can just do a simple background. This is just me playing with the brushes and experimenting, so I really advise you to do it the same thing. On the next video, I'm going to show you some shortcuts on the color wheel and also how to keep some colors in the colors section, so you won't need to look for them and search them whenever you draw or you color. It's a bit more easy and faster for someone that uses a lot the iPad and someone that likes to use the same colors anytime. If you like this video and you don't know my channel, please just keep a look. If you like, don't forget the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I will do more videos about Procreate and a bit about digital. That's one of my goals in 2019. So don't forget to click on the button. As you can see, the tools are super easy to use. Just if you are having lots of difficulty like I had in the beginning, don't quit, okay? Just go with the flow. Just go discovering the brushes. I'm pretty sure if you have your own brushes set in other programs, it's a bit difficult to use the Procreate ones. But when you get used to it, it's easy, okay? That's what happened to me. Anyway, drawing is about fun, right? Whenever I do these kind of sketches, I like to play with the colors. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I like to show what I have in mind. If I don't like the colors, I will just change them, see if it's okay, because sometimes having it in your head, it's one thing, and then when you have it in front of you, maybe it's not how you imagined, right? Digital and these kind of sketches are the best way for me to see if it's what I want or not. So this is our basic sketch. I hope this video helped you and show you how this program works. I know that I have lots of things yet to tell you about it, because this is just a bit, just really like the basic of Procreate, and I will do a much more complex tutorial or do-it-yourself drawing with Procreate, telling you a bit more about the layers with overlay or multiply, or you know it. What you do in the computer, doing here too. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and of course, and click on the bell so you won't miss any videos I'm going to post in the future. If you have any other questions about the iPad, or if you want to buy one but you have lots of questions, please, you can write on the comments section. I will give you an answer, and I can also put some of the questions in my next video, helping you a bit, hopefully. And I hope to see you in my next video too. Bye bye!